Hey guys, welcome back to Pine Haven Acres Rabbitry. My name is Kirsten, and today our temperature is supposed to reach 44 degrees Fahrenheit, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a little bit of light cleaning here in the Rabbitry. They have been in the cages all winter, so they're a little dirty. I've tried to keep up, but things freeze. So now that they've been able to thaw out a little bit, we're going to get to that today. I'll probably just be sticking to the floors of the cage and their dishes. And then later on this spring, after they're done molting, then I'll do a very deep clean and we'll be power washing and disinfecting a lot more. So I think I'm going to feed the bunnies first and then we'll get on to cleaning. I'm also expecting a few litters to be born in 2 to 4 weeks depending on the doe. So we'll have some exciting baby bunny videos coming up, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to give you a quick preview of what I'm working with and the condition of the cages. I'm going to show you some of the worst cages so that we get a good before and after. The worst cages by far are the ones in the carport with the grow outs because they're all wire cages. They don't have the little winter boxes in the back of them. So in the cold days, as we've been having, it's been below zero for quite a while. I've had to fill up their cages with a thick layer of bedding so that they can stay a little bit warmer. And they've gone to the bathroom on that, and the wire on the floor was not exposed to let everything drop through. So it's built up, and I've removed all of the hay, but the wire is still pretty dirty. So we're going to be cleaning all of that today. So I'll give you the preview right now. I removed all of the food and water containers and opened up the cage. I think I'm going to leave the winter boxes as they are. I'm just going to focus on the wire flooring here. And as you've already seen, I took all the bunnies out. And then I also think I'm going to leave on the plastic over the doors because it might get chilly again. We have about 2 weeks of about 30 to 40 degree weather, so I'm gonna tackle all of the cages while I can in that time. So let's get started. These are the tools that I'll be using today. I've got my bucket of clean water, a little bucket for soapy water. I have this to rinse the cages with the clean water. I'm just using soap this time. I use soap when I'm doing this type of light cleaning, but when I'm deep cleaning in a few months in the spring, then I will be using a stronger chemical for the entire cage. Then I have a metal brush here. This is really handy. If you don't have it already, I would really recommend. And then I just have like a regular brush for washing everything and a few other tools to help me clean off the floors. And then I also have gloves in case my hands get cold. I can put on my winter gloves instead of those to stay a little bit warmer. So I'm going to start by filling up my bucket with the soapy water, and then we'll scrape everything off the cages before we start washing it. This cage really isn't too bad. There's a little bit of fur on the resting mat and then in the corner. So we'll zoom in on that and I'll show you how I get rid of it. So you can see in the corner back there, that is her potty corner, and her fur has kind of gotten all bunched up there. So we're gonna attempt at getting rid of that. Set you back up again. So I'm using my brush here. And you can see that it picks it up really nicely. I'm going to scrape it off down here, and then we'll get the underside. Alright, that looks pretty good, and we'll be able to get the rest of it once we wash everything with the soapy water. This cage is all done and all clean, nice and shiny. So I wanted to mention two things. The first is the corner that your rabbits go to the bathroom in. If it builds up, make sure that you're trying to get that cleaned up as soon as possible, because one, as it builds up, it will break down and corrode your metal flooring. So you'll be replacing your floor a lot more often if that is not cleaned up right away. And then also, as it builds up, it's not sanitary for the rabbit. But then the second thing that I wanted to mention is this dividing wall here for the rabbit cage. If you can tell, it's 1/4 of an inch wire. And I recommend not doing anything bigger than that for your dividing walls, because the rabbits can actually breed through 1/2 inch wire. It's not too common, but it has happened, and that spacing is big enough for a baby bunny to stick their paw through, or their nose, and even adult rabbits to stick their nose through. And if the rabbit on the other side is aggressive, it can cause injury, and it just won't be a good situation. So I always recommend 1/4 of an inch if you want to do wire dividing walls. Some people like to do solid walls just in case one rabbit gets sick. It doesn't transfer as easily or as fast. But some people like the wire so that the bunnies can see each other and kind of have a friend. So I decided just to go with this wire because I had it as like a scrap piece, and I attached this dividing wall with these metal plates so that I can easily remove this and have one big cage. Okay, so we are done with this cage. It's all clean. I'm gonna wash up and go in for lunch, and then when I come back out, we'll put the bunnies away, and then I'll start on another cage.